Hey, I'm Jaren, Monkeys Forever, Clinton, and I am 24 years old.
Hey, what's up, man? Finally glad to get a hold of you and get you here. I know everybody's excited for NADCL, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the league.
Yeah, I look forward to it as well. I think it's super good for the scene.
So, how long have you actually been playing Dota for? Did you play Dota 1?
I did play Dota 1. I want to say my first game was when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
I might have been younger. I can't quite remember that far back. Uh, I do remember that I was at a LAN party with like a group of my friends, and rather my brother's friends, and he's 5 years older than me. But we all found Dota together, and we ended up just playing like all night and had a blast. I want to say I was 10, so about 15 years, almost
Wow.
15 years.
Hey, yeah, I played Dota 1 too, and like, oh, I just there was so much. It was just so much fun when nobody
Yeah, I
cared, when
know
no one
that.
cared, you know?
Yeah, that game. I mean, obviously, I feel like we idealize it a bit in our minds because, like, if you think back, there was literally a game ruiner or like a
Oh yeah,
lever every
someone
single
left.
game. So,
It didn't matter though. I mean,
I mean, yeah, but like,
you're
you
right.
you
You're right.
you you, ne you never got like the full 5v5 experience until like
Whoever gets
the
first
the
blooded just leaves.
yeah yeah, and until like those leagues came out, like Dota Cash, I think
Yeah,
was one of
yeah.
them and stuff
All
like that.
Dat
Yeah.
Dota.
Yep, that was one.
All right. So, what's your current MMR in Dota 2 right now?
I believe 7K. I don't know. I haven't really checked. I was at like 7.8K and then I lost like I literally have been nonstop losing for the past month. So
Sounds rough.
I think I'm at 7K now. Something around there.
Okay. So what? So you say that? So would you say what you just said is kind of what originally got you into Dota? You guys just decided to pick up this random game. You guys played Warcraft 3, I assume, and you're like, hey, let's all try this custom game.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, when I played Warcraft 3, I loved a variety of like the custom games. I mean, I also loved like Melee Warcraft 3, like the actual game itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, as soon as they announced Dota 2 and like the international, I knew that Dota was actually going to be like this big this big deal that like was actually going to be an esport,
Yeah.
and I thought that was like super cool. So like I wouldn't say I really took Dota seriously until hearing about the international one and like them making Dota 2 its own game and everything. Like I also played Counter Strike, so hearing that Valve was gonna be the one making Dota 2 was also really exciting because I just love them as a company. Uh, but yeah, when I heard about the international, a friend of mine, uh, I don't know, he thought I was good in Dota 1, so he got me a beta key for Dota 2. I think it was like late 2011 or something.
That's awesome,
So
man.
like I wasn't like among the first of the first to play Dota 2, but I was in pretty early. And but I was so bad at Dota 2 when I initially switched. It was a rough game. I thought everything looked the same, and I just like it took me it took me
It
months
it
before I
definitely
could
is.
transfer my skill.
It was definitely a different game. It was. How many? How do you know by offhand? How many matches you've played total in Dota 2 by chance?
I think public matchmaking, I've played around 10,000 in Dota 2.
Okay.
But that's not including the years of in-house leagues and scrims,
Yeah.
and because I mean I literally was scrimming within 2 months of switching to Dota 2. So like pretty much all of my game time early on was just private lobbies, and I don't think
That
there's a way to
counts.
like check any of that.
Yeah.
But I mean I literally just hit, oh, this is gonna sound bad, I just hit 20,000 hours logged.
Wow.
But to be fair, I'm sure a lot of that is like idle time because
Oh
I
yeah.
literally
Oh
never
yeah.
turned off my computer before.
100%.
so so Dota would just be running for like 2 weeks straight.
S-
I,
So Are you planning to play? You are planning to play in NADCL?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and play. Yeah, like even if it's more casual stack, I'm gonna. I love the concept, and I know everyone in NA, so
You have a
it's
lot of
just
fans in NA, so I'm sure
yeah, yeah,
they'd
yeah,
love to
and
see your name there. See
yeah, and
your
also
filthy brood.
ooh, ooh, my brood. But I mean, also, I like playing against people in NA. It's just a good time. So, like, win or lose,
Yeah,
I like the people here.
it's more about a community thing than
Yeah.
um.
Well, and I mean, I'm not trying to take away. I think it's absolutely like a wonderful way to get teams actually like stick together and improve, and it'll just grow like the non-tier one scene.
I honestly, there's a lot of teams forming, and I feel like there's more teams forming in NA than normally after
Oh
TI,
yeah, definitely.
and there's a lot of stacks that are coming together, and
Yeah,
it's definitely really cool to see that.
yeah, definitely.
So you do play in the off lane, correct? You're an off laner.
Yes, I've been playing offlane for 2 years now, maybe two and a half.
So what are your favorite three off laners?
Um, so I've always enjoyed the more initiation slash crowd control type role in offlane. That's why I switched to offlane in the first place. Um, if I had to say my three favorite offlaners currently, I think Dark Willow, even though it's not really meta right now, I
Man,
think in the
I watch your
future,
stream a lot, and your offlane Dark Willow is very, very good.
I
I'm surprised
I
people have not seen that and we didn't see it at all at TI, but I'm
I really thought we were gonna see at least like one team
yeah,
embrace it,
I
but
think it's really good. I don't see
yeah,
it.
I do as well. Well, I mean, my whole thing is I think the current meta is more like kind of like core related in the off lane. Like you want that Ursa or Weaver or whatever, rather than this hero that doesn't like because as soon as you hit 18 on Dark Willow, your damage isn't really scaling anymore.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's when
I
you get
think
the attack speed and start right clicking, right?
I have done that build a couple of times. It's not awful, is what I'll say, but I don't know. 5.5 fear duration
Imaginary with
is
a
pretty good.
Dragonlance.
Oh God,
It would look so weird
it
just like
really
seeing it.
would. But I
Um
would definitely say Dark Willow, and then I would say like Bat Rider and Furion as my other two.
okay, I've seen your Prophet too. It's very you play a very unique Prophet. It's awesome to see.
So so I've been told.
Yeah. So quickly, if you remember, can you rattle off the teams that you've played on? Notable teams?
Uh, First notable team would be Root Gaming that I went to my first LAN with in Sweden. Um, so that was what kind of like solidified me in, pursuing a professional career in this game. Uh, and then a I took a couple or like a year and a half off or so from competitive, and I was just like solo queuing a lot because at the time my hero pool was pretty limited. So I was just kind of like doing my own thing. Playing in like casual teams here and there, just to like not lose the competitive
Yeah.
edge that I kind of had. But I definitely wanted to like improve my hero pool because like at the time we literally qualified for that LAN event off of my mid Bat Rider. That was the only hero I played was literally Bat Rider every single game. Um, so so yeah, I wanted to improve my hero pool because I was trying to be a mid player at the time, and then I reformed. Like I felt like I got to a good place, and then made a team with Fluff and Stuff. I believe it was me, Fluff and Stuff, like Guanzo, TC, and Fun or something, and so yeah, getting to play with Fluff and TC after they had both attended a TI together. I think they attended TI 3. I want to say maybe it was 2. I don't know. I think they were Team Liquid at the time though. So that was a pretty big deal for me because I got to play with like the legends
Yeah.
and I learned so much from Fluff on that team. And I actually was playing carry at some point because TC or what we basically had the option of getting TC and him playing mid and me playing carry, or not getting TC and me sticking on mid. And in my mind, like, while mid was my role, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to play with TC. Like, I don't know. I thought that guy was just so good at the time, and he's also just like a good personality and everything. So
he's the true carry.
Yeah, exactly. Also true Canadian. But yeah, so we ended up getting him, and I would say that was like kind of my first, serious team that like I felt we were actually getting competitive. But again, I was carry at the time, so I learned all of these timings and stuff around the carry role rather than the mid role from Fluff. Although like I was still paying attention, or like I would talk to TC a lot about the mid role and everything. So like I was still learning about mid, even though I was playing carry at the time. And then Guanzo, he had to quit. He was like a super good offlaner back in the day, but like no one really knew who he was, and he had to quit for school full time because he was on the older side, and he basically was just like, I can't waste my time with this anymore.
Yeah,
because like back then like there wasn't nearly as many opportunities as there are nowadays. It was basically like a few tier 2, tier 3 tournaments, because like tier 1 tournaments didn't have open qualifiers or anything. It was just kind of like invite only.
Yeah,
and then there was like TI open qualifiers, and that was all you had.
you basically had to be top 2 in the region to get to these tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. And we were scrimming a ton, and things were improving. We were looking good, but Guanzo basically, I think it was 2 months before TI qualifiers, and he was just like, school semester is starting soon, and I think I just need to focus on that. So that was unfortunate. And so I moved to offlane there, and we picked up Moo, and that was Moo's first competitive team. And then I actually played offlane once before switching to offlane this time. And we tried TI qualifiers, didn't work out. Anyways, that was just a kind of history of how I feel like I actually learned a ton from a player. But then after that, I had Team Archon, which I managed to qualify for my first Valve major with.
Yep, I remember
which
that.
was probably the most exciting moment of my Dota career. I was just like, I was just taken aback. I could not believe that we just like, because I thought there was like there were good teams at the time in the NA region. I think we beat like Complexity and DC. So I don't know. I just felt very accomplished after winning that qualifier. And so then obviously did not have a great run at Shanghai Major. And then I played with some team with just a group of friends for like the next 6 months or so. And then Kyle, Complexity was in the qualifiers for like the summit, one of the summits. I want to say like the Summit 6 or something. And mid series, because I was watching the match on my second monitor while playing Dota, and I just get a Steam call from Kyle, and he's just like, "Abandon your game right now. We need you to play." And I was like, I just didn't question it, because I know Kyle's a very serious individual. Like, he would not Steam call and say that like randomly. And so cool. I just abandoned my game, and I got in the lobby with Complexity, just hopped on their I think they were using what's it called, TeamSpeak. Hopped in their TeamSpeak, and then we just were playing like game 3 against NP at the time, I want to say was. And apparently some shit went down, and one of their players had just quit mid series. And so we were playing, and we almost like 25-minute GG'd NP, but that because we had like a drow strat, but then it like unfortunately didn't work out. Like we made like one mistake pushing high ground, got team wiped, and then lost. And I was just like, ah, damn, that was a good opportunity, but threw it
Yeah.
away. Oh well. And then 6 hours later, Kyle was just like, hey, do you want to fly to Canada in 12 hours and play a LAN with us? And I was just like, all right, sure. So then I like literally last minute got tickets to fly to Canada. Went there, got to play in the Beat Arena, and like scrims are going really well. I believe we 2-0'd Wings at the time. That was right after they won TI, and like we were doing really well against all these Chinese teams. But then unfortunately we did not really show up in on the main stage or whatever.
Yeah.
I think we got 2-1 against eHome, and then we tried offlane terribly against Alliance in a best of one, and did not work out. But yeah, and then like I think during that event, because scrims are going so well, Complexity asked me to play with them at the Boston Major, and I was just like, hell yeah, let's go. And yeah, I will say I was real disappointed with Valve at that major. I think that was the first major they did single elimination the entire tournament, and we got top 2 in our group. We beat EG in 2 best of 3s, and then it was just single elimination. And being top 2 of our group didn't mean shit. And then we lost to Warriors Gaming or something, Unity, I think it was. Anyways, that was a disappointing experience because, getting top 2 at a Valve major in a group felt real good, but then it just didn't mean anything, and they're just like, oh, well, all right, that kind of sucks. There are people. One person I will say that I think has the potential to be a good 4 is Save Dota. And I don't think he's very known at all in the NA scene. But like,
well.
But I think he has the potential. Is what I will say. I think he has the attitude, and he has the skill.
Yeah.
But he's just he needs to refine it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it wasn't that hard, right?
I mean,
Okay, so what hypes you up about NADCL? What do you think this is? Do you think this is something different that the NA community hasn't seen before, or what is your take on NADCL?
I mean, well, first of all, I hope NA players actually continuously pursue this, because it is a good opportunity, and they're like, you need to do something consistently, even through the rough times, to make it work out in the long run. So I'm just saying that to all the NA players who are watching this. Just stick with it, because you need to. But if it continues, I honestly think this is like the equivalent to like the Chinese leagues that put out all of these random teams from like open qualifiers that are managing to make TI, like CDEC, Wings, Serenity. That's literally what the Chinese leagues are doing that are similar to NADCL. So I think that same potential is there, and because I mean, if you look at those teams, all of them were playing together for like a year, and then suddenly they just have a breakout performance and they make TI. So it's same exact thing can happen with NA. It's just these egos and whatnot, they need to be set aside, and you just need to like find a group of 5 that you like playing with and just get better together. Thank you for watching my interview for NADCL, the awesome NA league that is up and coming. Just want to give a shout out to my Twitch stream, all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I would not be here without you. And I hope you all will enjoy watching me play in NADCL and all the other big up and coming names in the league. And again, stick with it, guys. NADCL is a good idea.